I support CASA because it's an invaluable tool to the court and a resource for the children, particularly the dependent neglect children who are the most vulnerable and need a voice in the court. As a judge, my strongest opinion is that without a CASA, these children would have been lost in the system. They would have fell between the cracks. They would not have got the services that they needed. They would not have achieved permanency. I would not have the best information available to help that child. So that's what CASA means to me. CASA often is the best information for what is going on in the family, the dynamics, provide thorough reports that let us know what the children need.
As a CASA volunteer, we have to know everything about our children, about our case, that we are the eyes and ears for that case, that we know how tall they are, how much they weigh, where they go to school, who their doctor is, who their dentist is, when their last appointment was, when their next appointment was, who their teacher is, what their grades were last semester, when they got to that school, how many other schools they've been to, how many miles they live from the school. Every single thing we know about that kid. We know aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, neighbors, cousins, everything. And so that's who you are. You are the encyclopedia for those children.
CASA does a great job, but CASA also stops a child from further suffering. It gives the child an identity because you have all of these attorneys and you have all of the people involved, the players, and you've got a little one amongst all of the big ones who's speaking for the little one.
Every kid needs someone that's advocating just for them, that doesn't have any agenda, because, you know, in these cases, Mom and Dad have an agenda, foster mom has an agenda, DCS has an agenda. Everybody's got an agenda. Everybody thinks that this is what needs to happen, and your only agenda is making sure that that child is taken care of.
I feel like the court pays attention to the information that CASA is providing them and holds that information really in high regards.
How do you get the little one to the front row? Through CASA.
I've been to CASA almost 2 years now, and I've advocated for 6 different children on 3 different cases.
Intensive training course kind of helps prepare you for the sorts of things you'll be experiencing, and then you also have a chance to meet with existing CASA members so you can get their feedback and guidance and help you along the way.
Background of the CASA staff is so diverse. There's so many things that the CASA staff know and can help see things in a different light.
You go to court, your children come in with a new social worker that they don't know, and they're in a new foster home, and they have to come to court that day, and they walk in and they see you. You were the only person in that courtroom that they knew, and so then you feel like you've done something.
What a wonderful life this child's going to have with that family. That really, to me, is kind of a defining moment in this whole advocacy, is just being able to put that child in that situation where you know they're going to be taken care of as they grow older.
CASA child said that nobody has fought for him as much as I have. That's my moment. That's what keeps me going.
You know, CASA's limited. It's a volunteer program, and I consistently have cases that ask, can I have a CASA? And the hardest thing to say is, no, you can't have a CASA. They're not taking cases right now. They don't have enough volunteers.
If you're financially able and you don't have time, but you can see the need here, then, you know, CASA is a great organization to give to. And we don't receive a lot of funds because a lot of people don't even know what CASA is. Another thing that you can do is advocate for CASA. Tell other people about CASA, you know, and maybe you can't do a whole lot, but you can tell other people. You can pray for CASA, you can give to CASA, you can be a CASA advocate. So there's lots of things that you can do.
Before I had CASA, you didn't know because you didn't have it. But once you have CASA, you're certainly afraid for and fearful for those children that don't get a CASA and have that advocacy and that voice.